Tell me about your vision.
Sure. So I guess about a little over a year ago, I started my own practice, and the practice is I offer CFO advisory services to small business owners, small to medium sized business owners, to help them grow and add value to their business. And in addition to that, I also offer C suite services. They're fractional as well, which just means part time and basically at a fraction of the cost so that small business owners can afford them. But the vision in the purpose in doing this is to help the small business owners um, be able to afford and have the same type of leadership in their business, strategic leadership that the large companies do, so they can be successful the same way the large companies are.
That's an amazing point, Teresa. Um, why why did you target only small business owners in this case scenario? What inspired you to go that route instead
Yeah,
of medium or large corporations?
good question. I've spent the last 25 years in the corporate world, working up the corporate ladder like many people. Um, and I decided what gave me the most enjoyment and the most fulfilling was when I started working with the smaller companies and I helped them grow. So I wanted to go back to that. And I think in doing this, what happens, what I know is with the small business owners is, we all know they wear all the hats in the company, right?
Hmm.
And they're overstressed and overwhelmed, and they can't adequately or efficiently or successfully, manage all aspects and all parts of their business. And the large corporations don't do it that way. They're not successful in having one person do everything.
Hmm.
So they do it by offering, they have chief officers, if you will, that lead and direct all aspects of all areas of the company. The small business owners don't have that, mainly because they can't afford in house, direct officers for every area of their business. Um, so the concept is to be able to provide them, accessible and affordable chief officer positions, leadership positions in their company, so that they can grow and be successful just like the large corporations.
But how would they afford something when they can afford uh,
Yes.
those positions anyway?
So that's to me where the fractional part comes in. So fractional is a fancy word, if you will, for part time, but it's also a part time cost. So they don't have to pay for a full time, chief financial officer, chief, marketing officers, um, sales officer. They bring in these part time officers and pay a part time. I'm sorry, a fraction of that cost.
That's awesome. Um, I want to ask you this question. I think this would probably give you more. Our audience will get more insights on all this through your business model. Um, what are some of the biggest challenges you're facing right now when you're trying to help these small businesses out? Um,
Mhm.
like what either stops them from hiring you, or it stops them from seeing that they should hire you,
That's
or
right.
there's something in their head. Yeah.
Yeah, it's first of all, it's the perspective, right? And I like to challenge, the small or mid-sized business owner to think bigger. Think about the end in mind, where you want to be, where you want to go. How are you going to get there? Who do you have on your team? Um, Trying to do everything all by yourself is not going to get you there. It's that's too big of a challenge. It's too overwhelming, and most smaller mid-sized business owners are not successful going that route. And so I
Mhm.
like to challenge them to surround yourself, with resources and experts in those areas. Bring those in so that you can focus on the area of the business that you're good at, that you enjoy doing, that will make the business successful.
Um, I couldn't agree more on your statements about why small businesses are failing. I mean, I don't know if you've read the book E Myth or not. It's a
I'm
very
about to read that book.
oh,
Actually,
it's a great book.
just yes, I just got it and I'm about to read it.
Yeah, so there's a stat in that book. Spoiler alert, a little bit for you.
Hmm.
In that Michael Gerber states a stat like 96% of businesses are failing within the first 10 years in the United
Hmm.
States, and that's a pretty bad number.
Hmm.
Um, if you really think about it, how many people have actually had successful businesses to how many times they have failed, that actually makes sense, and how many small businesses are actually just getting by and they have instead of having a business for themselves, they have a job for themselves. Um,
That's
so
right.
there's a staggering number against this business owners that people don't they fail to see, and it costs them a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort, and the return on their investment is very very less. They'd be better off putting that money into S&P 500 and forgetting about it for 25 years than they would be the time they wasted on a business that they don't know what they're doing about. And it's not to put anyone down, but to help them see
Hmm.
that uh, you need experts to succeed, or you need to know what it takes to succeed. And if you don't think you can do that, you need to go to a different path, maybe an easier path for you. Um, I meet people all the time. Most of them are business owners, but some of them are not meant for business, but they're doing business. And I know a few people in my circle myself that they could be great business owners, but they don't do business. And some people that are not great business owners, but they are doing business. So they're probably surviving and getting by and struggling, and their family gets struggled through that. So why put that much stress on yourself? And most people fail to see that. So for you, Teresa, what would you say that um, how did you come about this? I mean, like, do you have a story that pertains to your why? Like, why did you leave the corporate world? Why did you leave the corporate ladder and go and start helping small business owners?
Well, like I said before, I mainly left because I lost, my passion, my drive. Working for the large corporations kind of feel like, I kind of been there, done that, if you will. And so I wanted to go back. And I think the other thing is, it's okay. So it's exciting and rewarding to me at this point in my life to take a small business owner and truly help them and watch them grow, be able to, give them some strategic guidance, financial planning, make sure their company's financially healthy so that they can maximize on opportunities, address any red flags that they have, so that they have more flexibility and more freedom out of their business,
Mhm.
right? So
Yep,
they can focus on the business, like you said, as opposed to working in the business. And the way you do that is by surrounding yourself with those experts and those resources. That's just critical. And it's very fulfilling to me when I see a company that I've been able to help, right? To give them a new perspective, to show them how this works, why this works, and to watch them accomplish their goals and their dreams.
that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Yes.
Um, I have one more question for you. Um, and this is a I don't know if what would there's no right answer to this question. But Teresa, with you and your services that you offer and the vision that you see, where do you see yourself going in the next maybe 2, 5, 10 years?
Well, I'm on a goal to add a certain number of clients to my client base, both locally and virtually. The bigger goal is when I first launched this practice and showed up on uh, LinkedIn and Facebook. I've had previous employees that have worked for me that have reached out to me and said, "Hey, Teresa, do you have room for one? Can I come work for you?"
Mm,
And that was so rewarding to me. And I have two daughters that want to come work for me. They have worked for me in the past, and I think that's probably the biggest compliment, if you will, to have people from your past that have reach out to you that want to come work with you. And so I'm trying to grow my business so that I can bring them in, work with them again, and we can all help as many small business, mid-sized business owners as possible.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.